See far, far away.
Hello and welcome to the, I think, 20th
Oh my
episode.
god. After all that, you didn't even check.
Press, I think it's the 20th. I
Jesus,
think
really?
so. Well, you guys can
Last
check
one was-
too.
I
No.
could, but you're the host.
You're the host.
It's almost like it's my job or something.
Oh my
Welcome
god.
to the 20th ever episode of Press A to Podcast. I'm your host, Jacob Fuji. With me today is Brandon Williams,
Hello.
Taylor Severn,
It says we're playing Heroes.
and Scott McPherson.
Apparently I'm frozen, so deal with it.
Let it go, Scott.
And today
Uh-huh.
we're going to be talking about our games of the year of 2015. It's going to be super exciting.
Oh yeah, I
Still
bet.
for playing Heroes.
Shut up! I haven't edited it yet, okay? Trying to host a goddamn podcast.
Why we can't have nice things.
But yeah, how are you guys? Like, it's almost Christmas.
Scott's
It's almost
back.
fucking Christmas, guys.
Christmas miracle.
Scott's webcam is working. It only took the barking of a dog to make it come up.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a trick.
Maybe.
Scott.
Your camera is bark activated. Oh, and the dog barked twice, so now it's gone. But yes, we will be gaming, talk shows. Everything is all set up. You can refresh your pages. Everything's cool. Alrighty, so games of 2015. I want to start with saying that 2015, watching it unfold from a gaming perspective, it was very it was exciting to watch. There was lots of really cool games that came out, and 2014 was a bit of a, I won't say like a bummer year, but there was a lot of like missteps. There was a lot of bad games released.
We have a podcast about that.
2014?
If you want to go, if we want to look back at it, but I feel like 2015 really turned that around.
A lot of heavy hitters this year.
A lot, and
Lot.
like a lot of them were really, really good. And then there was like surprise hits that came out of nowhere. Like there was just a lot of really cool stuff that came out this year. So I think like that's super exciting. It was kind of like, you know, like, oh man, like what the hell's going on with the game industry? And I know there's lots of different stuff going on with the gaming industry, but at least the games that it's shitting out, they're not shit.
Wow.
Well, not all of them. A lot of them were definitely pretty cool.
Some of them are polished turds.
There's
Polished
yeah.
turds. Yeah, fair enough.
Battlefront.
Gotta love VA.
It's a very pretty turd.
Very pretty.
I love
But
VA.
I think we can start getting into it. So, Brandon, I know you have a bit of a hard cutoff, so I was wondering if you want to start. Do you have anything you want to say before you get into your game, or do you just want to like get into it? Oh, sorry. There is one thing I want to say.
For it.
Your opinion doesn't matter, Brendan.
Yeah, I
Sorry.
don't actually care. This is the Jacob Hour. Strap in. I want to say that today we're splitting up our games into Game of the Year, which is the game we think, like it's the one that stuck with us the most. Like it really impacted us in some way, or we enjoyed it so much, even if we weren't playing like hundreds of hours of it. And then also we wanted to mention the game that we did play hundreds of hours of this year. Like what game we played the
Unfortunately.
most. Because sometimes those aren't the same games.
Most of them.
Yeah, exactly. And that second game could be something from like, 3 years ago. If that's just like you're just stuck on that game, or you went back to it and couldn't let go.
Like what, Jacob?
Like for me, it was almost Mass Effect 3. I went back into the multiplayer with my
did
cousins
you?
a lot.
Interesting.
But that's not the game I played the most this year. But sorry, without further ado, Brandon, sorry for cutting you off. What is your game of the year? And your mic's gone.
Sure is. Rip.
Yay!
Okay, question.
It's going swimmingly.
Game of the year. Do you mean like Game of the Year as in like a 2015 release?
Yes.
Or just
Yes.
If it's not a 2015 game, like you have to really charm the pants off me. Like I need a real good reason, or you need to spin some like really epic narrative as to why you destroyed the carefully laid system.
Like, for example, last year in our 2014 Games of the Year, One was from like 2012.
Yeah,
And,
well,
and another one was from the year before as well. So
that was
yeah,
a very
I feel
well
we have
done
some
one.
leeway.
No, my favorite game of 2015 would definitely be Halo, the Halo 5. But if we're going like most played game, that's
Well, we're
definitely
doing-
Destiny, and I'm pretty sure Scott can agree with me there. That
Yep.
that was both of ours most played game.
What makes Halo
5.
5 so stand out?
Sorry. Keep going.
Everybody's talking at the same time. Yay!
I was very confused.
What made Halo 5 stand out above the rest, like Witcher 3 and other games that I could list?
Okay, Witcher 3 is amazing.
It is.
That came really close. I was thinking about Witcher, and the only reason Halo 5 beat Witcher is because I really don't have much experience with the other Witcher games. And Halo 5 is just it's another Halo game.
So there was that legacy behind it.
Oh yeah, no, like all the nostalgia, absolutely. Like playing through the single player is always like the best part of it, but then it has the everlasting part of multiplayer,
Until this
which
shut down the
I
servers.
adore very much.
Yeah, it's surprising to me because I actually was joking earlier that at least Brandon or Scott will pick Halo, and I was just kind of using it as like an example. And I didn't think you'd actually choose it just because you didn't like you seemed excited about it, but you didn't seem as excited about Halo 5 as you were with the
Fallout.
other Halo games.
That's
or Fallout. Like I felt like you talked about a lot of games this year because we have talked about a lot of games this
we
year.
have a lot of 2015 games.
Yeah, exactly. And I was surprised.
Topical.
Yeah, and I was surprised you went with Halo, even though like you were excited about it, but you weren't like as pumped as you were for some of the other games we covered.
True, but I don't know what it is. It's just Halo is my game. I love the multiplayer. The single player is great, which I still need to complete. Sort of. I need to get all the skulls still.
You say it's your favorite, so you were saying like.
But it's not my most played. It's not my most.
Yeah, but it's your game of the year for a reason. Do you want to elaborate on that?
I mean, that's kind of it. Like I like, it's a good game to like pass the time with multiplayer, and I don't know. It's just an enjoyable game that I can play anytime.
Well,
You don't have to like set out like an hour's worth of time to beat a raid boss.
Exactly. Like I can go in, play 15 minutes, and be completely happy with it.
There is something nice about games
if I have
where
to.
you can just jump
Unlike
in.
Destiny, where like you kind of need to plot out.
Well, first you need to
Certain-
connect to the game.
First, you need to connect to the game. That could take an hour on
Since
itself.
someone has been having an issue with that.
No,
Ooh,
no.
who could
Is
that
someone
be?
having connection issues on this podcast? What?
I'm gonna fucking kill everybody. That's it.
Scott's camera is like, it was working and then it just stopped. And then it was
Life
working
hate.
again, and then it stopped. So-
Life just hates me, really. It's
but
pretty much what it is.
we have a great facial image right there. So
Oh, I bet. I bet.
But what I wanted to say was actually when I was bringing up one of you guys bringing up Halo, I was talking about it from the aspect of like Halo. One of the reasons why I wanted to do this episode with you guys, even though there are so many different people, networks, groups doing like their top games of 2015. One thing that I thought we could approach it from that most of those other sites or sources don't is that we're not industry professionals. Sometimes we often like we don't play every single game that comes out. We don't have the money to buy every single game. We don't have the time to play every single game. So it's just what we play is often games that like whatever we play, like that was the game, one of the few games that we actually bought and had time to give.
Yeah, true.
Which makes your pick sometimes a little more safe. But it also, I feel like, represents a large part of people of the game community that like most of us aren't Total Biscuit or IGN. Like we don't have access to all these games. So I feel it's much our top picks for the year would be much more representative of the more everyday average gamer. And the reason I picked Halo for one of you guys is because Halo seems like it's a very traditional game. It comes every couple of years, and it's always solid. So because you've bought the last ones and they were good to you, you'll buy the new one. And because like unless they really fuck it up, like they almost have to try to fuck it up, you're going to enjoy it. So it makes a perfect contender.
ODST.
We don't talk about that.
You're
game,
probably
right?
going to enjoy. I thought that was a good game.
Which
Yeah,
one?
it's-
ODST?
Yeah, ODST was pretty
I
cool.
loved ODST.
Yeah.
So like yeah, unless it's a serious departure, and even then like, and they usually have enough passion to carry the project. Anyways, like you're gonna pick a game usually a sequel to a series. So is like do you think that's why you just like enjoyed Halo, just because like you picked it up and it was more Halo that you loved?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much, more or less. Like, I mean, they really didn't fuck it up, unlike other games this year. Battlefront. But, yeah, no, it's more or less it. Like, the nostalgia of it, and,
All right.
yeah.
Makes perfect sense. So did you have any particularly like exciting moment in it that you wanted to recount? I know we just did an episode on it. Or did you want to move on to your most played game?
Most played game, definitely Destiny. And,
Kill me.
Do I have footage of that? I think I do somewhere.
we definitely do have some Destiny footage.
Yeah.
Are you gonna throw it up?
I will, but you can keep talking while I look for it.
We've also done a Destiny podcast.
This
yeah.
podcast just caters to Brandon and Brandon's needs.
Really,
I know,
it's
Halo
the only reason that it exists.
and Destiny?
I know through the year we've had a lot of reasons to exist, but that's really the reason we exist, is to cater to Brandon's needs.
I know. I'm quite the needy person.
It's true. But yeah, you were talking about Destiny.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, there's not a lot more that we can go into in Destiny other than that I haven't played it in a fucking long time.
But just sheer hours played.
Yeah, but just
Yep.
sheer hours played. Like, I mean, basically up to the new expansion that they have. It was just constant. Like, that was the only game I was playing, and for good reason. Like, it's definitely a good game.
It's a lot of raid bosses to kill.
Nah, not really. I mean, there's only 3 raids. Yeah,
Well,
like,
there could be multiple raid bosses in a raid.
and I've yet to do it on hard
True,
mode.
fair
to
enough.
New raids. So
Fuck.
basically, once they introduced hard mode, that's when I stopped playing.
Just got too hardcore from there.
No, I just got lazy. Actually,
All Fallout came out and like everything
yeah,
came
actually,
out.
Halo
right?
came out, Fallout came out, and that was pretty much it. Like, once that happened, and it's just I had no reason to touch Destiny. Like, there's Halo to play,
Do you
good multiplayer as opposed to laggy pieces of shit multiplayer.
Do you
You
think
could
that?
wait, Jacob. Wait, let me make my joke. You could say you and Destiny had a fallout.
Oh,
Oh
That was
boy,
that was pretty
I
good.
need to leave.
Proceed.
I approve.
I wanted to ask first.
If I wasn't frozen, my thumbs up.
I give that one blowtorch up. So, I want to ask.
One blowtorch.
Do you think that, given enough time, like would a game replace Destiny, in the year if had they come out at the same time, or?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
If Halo would have came out in like February, probably would have replaced. And actually, if Fallout came out like pre-summer, that like spring, probably would have
pre-summer.
stopped playing. Yeah, I know. That's why I fucking switched it. Prick. I probably would have stopped playing Destiny much earlier.
So you were just playing Destiny out of necessity of no games.
Pretty much, actually. Yeah, more or less. I mean, it's not like I'm not gonna go back and play it.
It's hard.
Like, that'll still happen.
It's curious to me that the two games that you picked were both like I just put up footage for both of them. They're sorry, Both of the games you mentioned, they're very similar. I know one is an MMO.
Destiny and Halo.
Yeah, I mean they're
Yeah.
both made, at least like both of them. Bungie started Halo, that made the first couple games, and now they make Destiny. So it's interesting to me that like those are the two games you pick, and it's something that like I think is pretty obvious to people, but like we go with what we think is safe. And there's a reason that you like Halo, and that's probably the same reason why you like Destiny.
I mean, they are very similar games.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
So
Granted, one is an MMO, but yeah, like just the gunplay in it and lots of the different like core theories behind it is fairly similar. So it doesn't surprise me that people stay so close. Like they don't really stray from what they love.
I mean, first-person shooters in general are just my
Your jam.
type of game. Yeah.
I think that's the core thing I was trying to say.
I just
don't know.
recently picked up Call of Duty, actually. Call of Duty Black Ops 3.
Apparently, that's pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't touched the campaign because it's Call of Duty. I mean, I only play it for multiplayer.
Well,
but yeah, no, it's
The campaigns in Call of Duty are silly and ridiculous, and they're very linear, but there's some fun
Yes.
paths in them.
No, there definitely is.
Um,
I'll eventually play it.
Yeah, Call of Duty, like, I would be playing that if they weren't so fucking stupid with their minimum system requirements.
Oh yeah,
So
because you
they're
play on
not good
PC.
at
Right.
optimizing.
It's the worst. But,
That's about it.
yeah, I don't think... Is there anything else you wanted to mention about Destiny or Halo or...
Not entirely. I'll leave that to Mr. Syzygy over there. Scott.
well, maybe that's a good pass-off. Scott, do you want to start talking about your game of the year?
Wow, okay, yeah, I'll start with my game of the year because, I mean, like, yeah. My favorite game that I played in 2015 is actually going to be Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Nice. I don't have footage for that, so sorry, people. You're just going to have to sit through more Destiny.
Yeah, deal with it.
Actually,
So, yeah, I mean, like, I'm pretty new to the Tomb Raider franchise. I've had them on PC for a while, never really played them because it's just, like, hard drive space that I didn't want to use. But then Definitive Edition went free with gold, I don't know, a few months ago, whatever.
Definitive Edition, that's the reboot?
I don't know if it's a reboot. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I gotta be honest with you. Like I said, I'm fairly new to the franchise. So I don't actually know if it's a reboot or if it's like just like a different
An extension?
game. But it's pretty much just like it might be the beginning because I'm pretty sure Rise of the Tomb Raider is a sequel to Definitive Edition.
Yes, I'm pretty sure the one you're talking about it's the reboot basically. It's supposed to be telling Lara Croft's origin story. It's completely like reestablishing the canon and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like.
Yeah, exactly.
And I played through that one, had a lot of fun with it, because a lot of really cool mechanics, and I've like I'm really into like the puzzle games, and like I really like the whole like parkour aspect because like I've played a lot of Prince of Persia, Portal, that kind of stuff, so it kind of like mixed a bunch of games I've played in the past together.
Mm-hmm.
And a really cool story, really pretty games.
Yeah, they're
Really
both great
pretty
lookers.
games.
They do look really nice. I watched Scott play it a couple times on Twitch. And it was nice.
Yeah, really nice scenery, and
You can also
just,
throw pumpkins at people.
You can also throw pumpkins at people. I did that. They don't like it very much.
So what beyond the visual aspect of the series really
Like I was saying, like I'm really into puzzle games, like Portal. I've played a shit ton of Portal.
yeah.
Like I like the whole like alternate modes of getting around besides just running, like zip lining and climbing up rock faces and just like the whole parkour kind of thing to it. It's just neat, and I'm really into like I really love a good storytelling game, and to me anyway, the story behind like Definitive Edition and Rise of the Tomb Raider was pretty solid. Like it was pretty fun. It was definitely very relevant. Like it was there. You could see it was there. It wasn't just like there's this thing that's happening in the background and
Yeah.
you're doing all these things. The thing I really liked about Definitive Edition, not Definitive Edition, Rise of the Tomb Raider over Definitive Edition is because they kind of increased on their technical like aspects a lot. Like a lot of the things you do, they made like different ways to do it, or like different like. I'm trying to think of a specific example. Like, cause like in Definitive Edition, there was very few tools at your disposal. Like you had a lot, but in comparison, it was like you could tell like when you were playing through Definitive Edition, it's like there's something missing from this game. That I kind of wanted more stuff. Like I just wanted more. And and with Definitive Edition, they had a multiplayer to it, which was really just. Like, it was fun. Yeah, it was fun. Like I played it, but like I played it, and like there was really nobody else. Like not a lot of people in it, and the servers were really buggy, and like everyone would just like disconnect all the time, and
All right.
and it was kind of just like plain the multiplayer. Like it was kind of just 4v4 deathmatch, but with like traps and stuff.
So with the Rise of the Tomb Raider, you were mentioning the story. Did you you were saying like how it was like it wasn't just like this like little set piece that like kind of like okay, now you're here, now you're here, now you're here, and this like loose plot. Like it actually had like it was trying to develop Lara Croft as a character. Did you appreciate her character at all? Like did you notice any disconnect between what the character was supposedly feeling and also what she was doing in the game?
No, like it was pretty. I feel like it was pretty accurate to like to her as a character. Like, I mean, you know, she's like one of the few strong female lead kind of characters in video games, and you know, they definitely tried to develop her as some really like strong, like a really strong female lead, and I guess there could have probably been a little bit more emotion to some of the things that happened in the story. Like she kind of brushed things off, like yeah, you know. But definitely developed a lot in Rise of the Tomb Raider, like as a character, and like kind of was like she went from like just like a treasure hunter to like more appreciating culture kind of thing by the end of the game.
Yeah, I feel like that is something that they're really trying to do with with the next couple of games that they're doing. Brandon just had a
blackout
in the dark. But yeah, they're really trying to establish like how she became the Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
From the older games, because I don't know if you know, but Tomb Raider is a very old franchise.
Oh yeah, I do know. Yeah, I know how old it is. I've just never played them. Yeah.
So it is something interesting to see them do. It is kind of hard for them to start the first game with a character very vulnerable that has to kind of develop very quickly into like a survivor, into like a hunter, like a killer, really. Mm-hmm. And they do that. But then for the second game, she has to kind of go back to being this vulnerable person, slowly in a slightly different scenario, and how that happens. But they have to bring her back to being vulnerable and build her back up again, just so that the story has a proper narrative. But it does feel a little bit. There is a bit of a disconnect between
first.
Those two stories.
A little. The second one was mostly like the whole thing behind this. The whole plot behind the second one is pretty much like she's kind of continuing her father's work, and like is like everyone like accused him of being crazy and like of this thing that existed, and he like hunted it really badly, and it ended up being the death of him.
Yeah.
So. Like in a way it kind of like it did kind of transition in nicely from like her going from what am I trying to say like going from being like just a vulnerable person who's never killed somebody in the first game, like in Definitive Edition, and then getting thrown into this island and having to kill people and stuff like that, and then getting put back to almost the beginning, because now she's kind of like trying to salvage her family's kind of legacy. Right? Trying to like prove that her father wasn't crazy, and you know, like, and then there's like a whole kind of like twist behind like what happened to him and stuff like that, and it was just a really fun game, and they added a lot of really cool little things to it that weren't in Definitive Edition, that were there, like way more like weapon customization and just inventory customization, and They actually, and the really cool thing about not Definitive, Rise of the Tomb Raider is when they developed it, they made it, they actually incorporated some kind of bonus for streaming it.
Oh yeah, you were mentioning, yeah.
Yeah. So like you get like there's this thing that pops up whenever whenever you finish a chapter or complete a challenge or whatever, earn an achievement in the game. And it's called like an Xbox One viewer reward. So when you're streaming the game, so there's these things in game that you earn, and they're just like coins. And you use the coins to purchase little packs of cards that you can use for their extra game mode called Score Attack, which is where you go back to the levels, try with like least deaths, least time, that kind of stuff. But they give you modifiers, these cards, like you can't regen your health, or there's like big head mode, or like so there's all
Kinda like
different
the
kinds.
spells from Halo.
Kind of, yeah.
Kinda.
More like the cheats from 007, like GoldenEye. I would say more like that, because there's fun ones. There's like the skulls are the same, but there's more of them. There's tons of different kinds of cards you can get. So I'd say it's more like the cheats from like GoldenEye or a game like that.
That's pretty cool.
And it gives you extra of these if you stream the whole game, like if you stream the game. So I thought that was a really cool thing because like they know that a lot of people are like streaming now, and might as well give them some kind of benefit to stream this game because it did come out the same day as Fallout 4. So
yeah,
it's definitely one of those games that's I feel like overlooked right now because I believe it's not out for PlayStation.
No, that is
really
that's
there's
the
an
one problem
Xbox
with the
exclusive.
game. No, they did
Right now it is.
They did a little bit of fuckery with this game. Xbox got it's a timed release basically. So Xbox has it for I think like a year. They have it for a long time before, and it will come out on PlayStation 4, but it's going to take a while. I do think it's a year from release. And then it is going to come out on PC sooner. If not, I think it released just a couple days ago, actually.
I thought I saw it on Steam, to be honest.
And it actually came out earlier than expected on PC, and most people are suspecting it is because it sold so poorly, because it came out only on Xbox right in between Fallout and a couple
Not
other
even
really big games.
between Fallout, literally the same day as Fallout.
Yeah, on the same day.
There was lots of like really big releases. StarCraft came out at the same day, and the like the people who play StarCraft may not always be the same people who play Fallout, may not always be the same people that play Tomb Raider. There is a fair bit of overlap, and just like the amount of hype that Fallout had was just
of course,
completely drowned out.
Like we haven't seen that kind of decimation since Alvin and the Chipmunks: The Road Chip. If people get that joke, that'll be an amazing joke. I'm not going to explain the joke.
If only we got it. If only we got it. However,
that movie came out the same day as Star Wars.
Oh, did it? Rip.
Star
Rip
Wars
movie.
Star Wars.
Damn. No, Star Trek.
Okay. So I don't know if there was anything else you wanted to mention about Tomb Raider. Do you want to talk about your most played game of 2015?
Yeah. No, that's pretty much it. Like, I recommend. I recommend. No, I mean like Tomb Raider. I recommend trying it out if you haven't played it, and you're, fond of the series. It's definitely a fun game. Some really cool mechanics and a good story to it. I mean, it is a little buggy, but look at Fallout. So that's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Would you recommend the definitive version first?
Yeah.
If you no, it's not necessary. I don't feel like it's necessary. There's like one character besides Laura that's in definitive edition that's in this one, and he's hardly in it. So it's entirely different like people and stuff like that. So you can definitely just go right into Rise of the Tomb Raider, but if you are new and haven't played a Tomb Raider game, I would go into the definitive edition first because it'll give you the feel of all of the basic mechanics. And then, because Rise of the Tomb Raider is a lot more like complicated mechanics that if you haven't played it before, it could be pretty rough.
Alrighty. So yeah, your most played game?
Well, my most played game it's Destiny, unfortunately, and I mean, I probably haven't played it in a while, and that's only because I literally the game for whatever reason I can't play it. Like it just doesn't let me play it anymore, and I don't know why.
Yeah, he has a really hard time connecting.
Like
to servers.
my connection has never been perfect, and like far from it. Don't get me wrong, but like after taking King dropped, and like especially like after Hard Mode dropped in the raid, like I just get disconnected. Like I try and load up the game and I get disconnected like 4 times, and it's just like it just makes me not want to play it anymore. Like I just like I love the game. I love the game. It's just super frustrating when it takes me like an hour to get into the game. I play one race or one game, and then I'm getting disconnected again, and I have to try and figure out why. And then it's just like, I'm playing with other people. They're waiting for me, and it's just super frustrating.
Yeah, it is.
Brandon says, "Yeah, it is."
No, I mean not like on the other side. Like I don't care. I get disconnected all the time too. So,
but it's just
like with Destiny specifically.
Yeah, with Destiny, with Destiny specifically, like I'll play any other game,
but some people get it way worse than others.
Yeah, like because they're peer-to-peer servers, and like they're just shit, and they need to get dedicated servers. Like fuck off.
That sucks.
But yeah, I mean, so that it's definitely my most played game. Just sheer amount of hours I've put into it. I've definitely put over 2,000 hours into the game.
Holy shit. I guess it is an MMO, but
yeah, I've put a lot of time into it. Getting all the stuff, all the things I want, trying to max out all my characters, that kind of stuff. And I'd love to go back and play it, but I don't want to. I want to play it. I don't want to try and load into the game for an hour. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's the real problem.
There's not a whole lot. There's not a whole lot other to say than that. Like a lot of fun game. They added Sparrow racing into it quite recently. Really wanted to try it.
That's just an event.
Yeah, but I mean,
they're going to be doing more of those too, though.
I was gonna say it's an event, but I'm sure it's gonna cycle.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Like it's not gonna be like this is the only time there's ever gonna be Sparrow racing. That's it. Like it's not.
No, they'll definitely introduce it again.
It's cool that they are putting like different events into the game. I mean,
they need to, or they're gonna lose all player base.
But that kind of leads into another question I had about Destiny, which I kind of wanted to ask you was. While Scott was saying like the thing that's most keeping him away from Destiny is the fact that he can't connect to Destiny, but Brandon, you were alluding to the fact that like other games have taken its place and you might not go back. Like obviously you have friends there and like a community.
Oh no, I'll definitely play.
But
like I enjoy playing multiplayer on that game too. So that's something that definitely leads me back to games. Like competitive multiplayer.
Yeah, because the question I have for both of you is like, do you still have fun with Destiny? Like, besides the fact that like you have people
absolutely.
there.
Oh yeah.
When I'm playing it, yeah, I have a great time. Like I don't care. Like it's the same thing. Like just doing the raid. Like I love doing the raid. It's so much fun. Like the new one. Like I don't even care. We like it took us a while the first time to do it, but like then we got it down to where we were doing it in half hour, 40 minutes, the whole thing. But I still loved it. Like it doesn't seem repetitive to me. It's just a really fun. Like it's a really good addition to the game. The new raid. Lots to do in it. Like really fun boss fights. Not a whole lot of really confusing mechanics, which is nice because then if you're playing with new people, it doesn't take them forever to learn it. I don't know. It's just like it doesn't really matter what it. Of course, I get frustrated because it is like part FPS. Like the multiplayer wise. So I will get frustrated while I'm playing that, but. That's just kind of natural for me, but I still overall enjoy my time playing the game. So
that's good.
But when I actually get to play the game, so.
Yeah, I would hope they sort that out. Alrighty.
Yeah, that's been long going on.
So Taylor, did you want to take over next, or should I?
I can do it.
Cool.
So, I'll start off with my most played games, because that feeds into my game of the year.
Fair enough.
My most played games are set 3 different ones I want to call out. And it's mostly, I've been playing a lot of free-to-play, not released in this year games. So I have been playing a lot of Marvel Heroes, because I just do that, apparently. Gotta put the hours in. And I don't need to talk about Marvel Heroes anymore. Nailed it. The next game I've actually been playing
Watch our 2014.
a lot of recently is Heroes of the Storm.
Yes.
My friends have like all just gotten into it at the same time, and it's like we're just almost like every night we're playing it for like an hour or so, at least. And it's like, oh my god, it's a lot of Heroes of the Storm.
God.
I surprisingly have quite a few characters now. I can almost play ranked. Isn't that adorable?
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that just peachy?
And then the third game, or do you have a question about Heroes of the Storm?
Yeah, of course. So that is the game you've been putting the most hours into.
Well, no, I probably still have put more hours into Marvel Heroes,
Yes.
but like, just like recently, Heroes of the Storm have like, I'm very Heroes out, you know? Just put Heroes in the title, and you got me into that game apparently. Except for the third game I want to call out, which I'm not sure if I put as much time into, but I've made a lot of progress, and I'm very proud of myself for making so. Terraria. Like,
Really?
it started off, like, I was, like, waiting on the Wall of Flesh. I was like, oh, man, I don't know if I want to get to hard mode. And then I was just able to, like, bang, bang, bang. I beat Plant Terra, and I felt really good about that. That was a fun, fun time. And I have to work towards fighting the lunar boss. Because that shit's cray.
So as far as I know, Terraria didn't release this year.
That is correct.
Definitely did not.
Tell
It
me,
was a couple of
please,
years ago.
how you're justifying putting Terraria on your best 20.
No. This is my
Most
what I
played?
played this year. This is what I played this year.
Oh, it's not your best.
No.
Okay.
It's a story for my best.
Alrighty.
So I guess I'll get into that. So, the best game for me this year actually came out on December 8th. It's actually a port of an older game, but it's released. That's a release in 2015. I'll take it.
But will I? Because I'm the arbiter of this, apparently.
I'll tell you the title, and you'll be like, I don't know that game. And I'm like, I know. Earth Defense Force 4.1.
I know this game!
Isn't it amazing? The Shadow of New Despair.
Oh my god, what a title.
Okay, so for people that don't know, Earth
I'm
Defense
surprised.
Force,
I
it's a
didn't think I
very
was gonna
old
know.
series. Or it's over 10 years old. But the main game I introduced on, and that most North America got introduced on, was Earth Defense Force 2017. Which was your kind of generic army guys, and you shoot giant insects and save the planet. And it's like that was a pretty fun game in and of itself. But then they released the sequel to that game, Earth Defense Force 2025, which is what got recently ported to the PS4 this year.
Mm-hmm.
And they just amped it up to like 11, where you would have like there were like 4 classes. There was a guy with a jetpack. There was a normal army guy. There was a guy who could place a turret. Very generic things. But in 2025 edition, there's the heavy arms guy who just like has these giant like missile launchers on him, or you could make him have giant fists that he punches the insects with. The turret guy can summon tanks. The jetpack guy was replaced by scantily clad women with psychic abilities.
Always good. Always good.
Always good.
And then they just have a normal soldier guy, and it's like, you're kind of boring compared to everything.
Oh, he wasn't scantily clad soldier guy.
Yeah.
It's the next thing. It's the next thing in
Also, I don't know why I didn't mention that instead of a tank, you can also summon a giant ass mech. That was fun.
Ooh.
They didn't have
Mechs
mechs in the
always
game
fun.
before now? I guess it was just the suits, right? Like some of the suits were a bit...
You were just generic armyman.
Yeah.
But like literally a giant ass mech. Like
cool.
you are the size of its foot. It's amazing.
So
And
that game, at least in my mind, granted, well, I said I know of that game. I've never actually played Earth Defense Force. But it seems very similar to me to Dynasty Warriors. Mainly in that it's about killing a lot of things. That's about it.
In the last playthrough I did with my
there's
friends who that's how I
objectives
play
in
with the game,
Dynasty Warriors.
is that like we actually were like, this is actually a lot like Dynasty Wars except good.
Hey, Hyrule Warriors is cool.
I'm not a
Hey.
I'm not a fan of Dynasty Warriors.
Dynasty Warriors 4, PS2, best Dynasty Warriors ever.
But good.
Best game
What
ever.
about
Game
the
of
Gundam
2015.
Wing ones?
What's that?
What about the Gundam Wing ones?
I never played those actually.
They're very the same.
I can tell you that Hyrule
So
Warriors
just like Hyrule
is also
Warriors.
very the same, and it's pretty great.
It is.
But yeah,
Can
Earth Defense
concur.
Force. You just kill like ants, spiders, bees, and then for some reason the
Bees?
giant
Bees?
Beats?
the giant bugs have robots, and you have to fight giant robots and spaceships, and it gets very weird.
Don't they come from Planet Space? Because I know there's like a new release coming, or it's going to be a port for PC or something like that.
I forget a lot, but I know the insects. Plot twist. They're actually not from space. They're actually from inside the Earth. And then you have to go into their tunnels, and I hate those missions because I can't call down airstrikes or summon tanks.
Sounds pretty rough.
They don't just like bust through a wall, because that'd be pretty great.
Yeah, no, they have to be airdropped in, and apparently helicopters just have a hard time in there.
Boo!
But I do have a grenade launcher that makes things bounce off walls, and that helps.
Alrighty. So that, you're going to say Earth Defense Force is your game of the year.
Earth Defense Force 4.1, The Shadow of New Despair, is my game of the year. They added a kaiju.
I mean, like, as long as it's fun. Like,
It's a crazy action game, and it's everything an action game should be.
yeah, I feel like something doesn't have to be like the critically acclaimed, like awesome story, like really pushes the limits of like graphics or shit. Like it just has to be fun. And like
You're
Earth
just
Defense
shooting
Force-
insects, and the NPCs just start singing EDF, EDF, and you're just like, yeah, this is what I need. This is my jam.
Yeah, it's very silly, and I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. All right, that was
You have no questions for that. That was just boom, there it is on the table.
I don't have that much to say about Earth Defense Force. It's like Destiny Warriors. You turn your brain off and you kill things, and I'm glad that that's a thing because
Oh no,
sometimes
you
just
don't
need
turn
that.
your brain off. Sometimes there are a bunch of giant robots encroaching on you, and you have to get in to my Jeep and drive away very quickly.
Yeah, I don't have anything to add to that. All right, I think we can start.
Talking about your games.
Yeah, you know the most important part of this whole thing.
It was all leading up to this.
I tried. I gave you guys the thing to get in, try and get me in second last, but
Try to stop you.
I think I'm gonna take Taylor's example and lead with my the game I played most this year, which is actually, ironically enough, the same as Taylor's, and that would have to be Heroes of the Storm.
Not Terraria?
Not Terraria, no.
Damn.
Heroes of the Storm officially released this year. It was in beta. I think late last year. It was when the open closed or so the closed beta was a thing. So I kept hearing about this game, and I'm like, oh man, that sounds so cool. Like I love Blizzard characters. Like I played Warcraft 3. I was actively playing StarCraft at the time. I played Diablo. I played Diablo 3 infrequently, too much to Brandon's chagrin.
What?
So, like, I loved all the Blizzard characters. Now I get to play them in a Dota game, which I had kind of dabbled in, but I was never really big into. And this one seemed really easy. It got rid of all the mechanics that I didn't like, going back to shops, less hitting. Everyone leveled as a team. It just seemed like a much more casual game. And it was. And I think
Filthy casual.
yeah, I am. I don't have time or reflexes enough to try and last hit some bullshit. So it came out. I paid my way into the beta, and literally like a week later they opened up the beta. So that was real dumb. But at least I got a cool mount and a couple cool characters. Two of my favorite characters, Tyrande and Diablo. And from that moment, I that was my game. Before that, it was StarCraft. I'm sure Brandon can remember plenty of times when we were in college when we were supposed to be studying, and I was watching Husky cast some games.
You weren't actually playing
good
it?
times. No,
I played it a lot.
Tis-
We would put. Okay, they had these like study booths, and in the study booths they had two like huge TVs where you could connect your laptop to and study. Well,
I was studying how to stutter step my Marines.
Yeah.
You were
And
studying
he decided
MC.
to plug his laptop in and
On this
watch
huge monitor. Just like in
watch
the
like
middle of the
streamed
library.
competitive StarCraft 2.
Oh my god, it was great.
It was pretty entertaining.
Um,
We didn't get much studying done.
so, from StarCraft, like, and I still love StarCraft, but Heroes took over that for me. Like, StarCraft, I'm not the best at macro and micro, and with StarCraft, if you're not like practicing on a regular basis, like I try to play StarCraft now, and now I just like I wasn't even good before. Now I'm just shit. Like, oh my god, like it's a little depressing. And Heroes of the Storm, you're just controlling one character. You have a very limited, like, these are your moves. And obviously there's a lot of depth in that and, like, how that interacts with other people and like, the game mechanics. But it is much easier, and you can just, like, you can fall out of it and get back in much easier than StarCraft. And that's why I loved it so much, besides the fact that I got to play as, like, Diablo, I got to play as Tyrande, Raynor.
Like you give a shit about Tyrande.
Tyrande was my second highest level character.
You just enjoy her kit. You don't enjoy her character.
I enjoy her booty. This game was just like it's what me and my girlfriend started playing too a lot. Just like we both got into it. We listened to lots of podcasts about it. We played pretty well. At least I got into like rank, I think 15 of Hero League, which isn't the best, but like I dedicate a lot of time into this game. And it was in my consideration to pick as my best of the year. Unfortunately, the game does have a couple problems. There is the well-known one within the community, or at least the one that people like to bitch about most, which is the matchmaking.
Which they just fixed.
Which they're in the process of fixing. And by all accounts, it seems like it's getting much, much better. But for a long time, your matchmaking in that game was a little wonky. It didn't...
You just face bots. That's all you do.
I don't understand. Like, I understand that some people like love facing bots, you amongst them, but like I don't know why you'd play a game like that and just fight computers. Like, I respect that, but I just like I don't see what the point is. But anyways,
I can get on board with that. Fuck people.
I agree too.
People suck.
Matchmaking,
people do suck.
Yeah.
Matchmaking.
Work retail, I know.
Oh wow, that was
matchmaking is a problem, and there are a couple smaller problems with this game, and it's not as innovative as I would want it, and also just like mechanically, this game I've realized you were actually just saying fuck people. I hate random people. They're the worst, especially when they're on my team.
Especially when they're on your team.
I
can concur.
At this point refuse to play Heroes of the Storm without playing with somebody. It is just it just leads to frustration for me. It's awful. And that is one thing that StarCraft had over this game. StarCraft is predominantly 1v1. That's how it's meant to be played, although you could play with friends and still have lots of fun and still have it competitive. But it is much easier to just sit down on my computer. I have, the next 2 hours ready to go, and I'm just going to play StarCraft by myself. It is much harder to say, okay, I want to play Heroes, so I'm going to go, text Brandon, text Taylor, try and see if someone else is online. Oh, like Brandon's working late, Taylor's off somewhere. My other friend is gone doing a thing, and then everyone else I know.
Not me.
And Scott refuses to play.
When you texted me, "Hey, want to play Heroes?" and I was like, "No." When was the last
time?
It
happened. Like it was like just a couple days ago.
I doubt that existed.
I don't remember. So yeah, that is one problem I have with the game. Just the fact that like you can't. I don't want to play that game solo because it's so frustrating. It's awful. So the game I would love to have said is my game of the year for this year.
Shit, you did text me Sunday.
See, I told you. The game I would have loved to say is my game of the year for 2015 is StarCraft, the Legacy of the Void expansion. Unfortunately, as much as I liked that game, the campaign missions mechanically were super fun. Some of the characters in the story were interesting, and like all the modes they added to it, like co-op mode, Archon mode, is still great. But the story of that game is really what soured me on it. And
No spoilers.
No spoilers, but it is the reason I'm not giving that game my my game of the year, because like I was on the last mission of the game. I'm like, I don't have a lot of time, and I'm playing on hard modes, and I'm not the best player, so it was taking me a long time. So like I finally beat it. I'm like, okay, like just before bed, I beat the final mission, and he's like, all right, everyone.
I'm just going to take off my headphones.
Good job. Now on to the final mission. I'm like, no, like that thing was actually called like the final mission. How is there another mission after that? So I had to wait 2 more days till I had enough time after work to play this damn game, and I beat this goddamn mission. And it was so fucking hard because they just swarm you, but I beat it. I'm like, all right, finally we did it, and I get this whole ending thing, and all this shit happens, and then the game, the campaign like stops, and then it says, okay, great, congratulations, now you've unlocked the epilogue. I'm like, fuck, just stop. I stopped caring about all of your characters like fucking 3 missions ago. I just want to beat this thing, and now there's an epilogue which apparently has 3 more missions. I say apparently because I don't know for a fact, because I haven't beaten it. Because I don't care. I don't know if I'm going to finish StarCraft, which is a shame because I love StarCraft. Like, maybe during the Christmas break I'll force myself to beat it.
My god, everyone's back.
Fuck,
I thought you beat it the other day.
I thought so too, but no, there's an epilogue with 3 more missions. I'm like, fuck this.
Well, we all knew the story was going to be bad because Wings of Liberty and Heart of the Swarm shots fired.
Yeah.
So yeah, the story of the game and the fact that like it just bored me by the end of it. I'm not even by the end of it. But this whole trilogy has not been super great. But
co-op missions are fun that Jacob introduced me to.
The co-op missions, me and Taylor played them. Sorry, Hop, I was ignoring you for Taylor to play them. They're fun. Like, they're really cool. The characters in them are interesting, and it's against computers, so you don't have to like. There's no stress with it.
People.
Fuck people.
Fuck people. Yeah.
Fuck people.
I understand that sentiment. Fuck people. It just Heroes is like it's built around fighting people, and StarCraft was as well, except for now there's the co-op missions, which is a great addition. Archon mode, like I said, is great, but I just can't. Sorry, now that I've spent so much time ranting on the game, I don't pick as the best of. I will move on to my actual best of 2015, and that would be a game I haven't even played, which is Until Dawn. I really struggled with this, and I thought I was just going to give it to Heroes, but Until Dawn, like I said, I haven't played it. I just watched it. I just watched other people play it. But I introduced it to a lot of people. I was watching it with my girlfriend. We were like, oh yeah, like this is really cool. We started like waiting for the next episode, like it was something on TV. I introduced it to other people, and we all started talking about it. I introduced it to you guys. We did a fucking podcast on it, even though none of us had played it.
Bitch.
Whatever. I introduced it to at least one of you, I think. Maybe. I don't know. Either way, we all watched it. Like, we didn't play this game, but like we were just so enamored with it. Like, we were talking about it. Like I said, we did a podcast on it. Go watch it. Pimpin' our shit. And it's just, like, it was really, really fun. Like, it's nothing spectacular mechanically. It has some conceits, both story-wise and mechanically, and it also lies to you. It says it's all about choice, and there's very few opportunities where things actually just change. But Scott, you might want to close your door next time. There was a whole lot of belly button. Anyways, But like it was still so interesting, and the fact that like it's a movie that you can interact with. It is the best David Cage game that has ever come out, and it wasn't even
Brother
made by
Nicolas
David Cage. David Cage is the guy who makes Heavy Rain, but like I was just so enamored with that game, and it really left a like it just. I still think about it every now and then. People still bring it up. Like it was just so cool that they made a game that made you feel like you were interacting in a horror movie. Like it had all the tropes in it. It played to some of those tropes. Like it was just like it was so good. So I think that's going to be my game of 2015, just because it was such a surprise. I wasn't expecting it. I didn't even play it, and it's still the coolest thing I witnessed in the gaming space. I feel like I'm rambling now.
I also feel like Until Dawn was on my list for a maybe, and then EDF is amazing. So I was like, fuck that. There's no other
that's
choice.
pretty good. That's pretty good.
Other contenders on my list were Metal Gear Solid 5 and Legacy of the Void.
I actually want to ask you guys: are there any honorable mentions you guys want to talk about?
Nailed it. I said mine.
Yeah.
Let me think. I don't know. Like, I honestly didn't play too many different games this year.
Yeah, this year it was a little hard, at least for me, because like
There were a lot of heavy hitters, but we played none of them.
yeah, exactly. Like this was such a packed year, and like we didn't play many of them. Like you guys had Halo and Fallout, and that was about it. Like just like this year, I was super busy with work. I had a lot of other things. Like it's been super busy. So the games that I played, like they were pretty limited.
To StarCraft and Heroes.
Basically, like I was like looking through my collection, like what games have I played that were from this year? I'm like, Hyrule Warriors? No, that was from August of last year. Like it was super limited. The other game I was considering that I actually played was Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. That game was super fun.
That does look like a lot of fun.
I have it. Yeah, I have it on my desktop. We can actually play it over Skype. It's great. Like, that is just a super fun game. Me and my cousins just like bought it on a whim. I was like, "Hey, do you want to defuse a bomb?" And
I thought
like,
I thought you
"Sure."
needed the.
No,
No, you don't. Okay.
it's nice just because like you feel like so isolated. But if you just do it over Skype, you still get that feeling of isolation.
Fair enough.
Is Brandon still in this call?
I don't know. No, he had to leave at 9, so he's gone.
Oh, okay.
I thought he was going to say something, but yeah. Keep Talking, Nobody Explodes is a great game.
That's also the subtitle to our podcast.
Keep Talking, Nobody Explodes.
Just keep talking. Just keep talking.
Yeah, it's really the function that.
We abide by it. Eventually, we'll say something enough that'll interest people.
Keep talking, and someone will watch.
Okay.
Alrighty. So Brandon is gone, unfortunately.
I'm here.
Oh, my
Slightly.
god! Holy shit! Brandon's here. Oh, okay. Our whole overlay is fucked up. I just noticed.
Voice. He's a Force ghost voice talking to us from beyond.
The overlay is all messed up. I don't know how long it's been like that. I'm sorry. But I think we should start wrapping up because it's getting a little late. And I know Brandon had to leave. But Brandon, before we go, is there any other honorable mentions that you had? Or Scott, because I might have cut you off.
No, I mean, I don't. Like I said, I really don't have. Like, I really didn't play too many different games, and nothing really popped out at me. Like, like I had fun with Halo, but I don't know. It's Halo.
Brandon?
Other than that, it was just nothing. Like, really. So. Good talk, Brandon.
Brandon
I don't even know if he's here anymore.
Brandon Williams, everyone.
Alrighty. Last thing I want to say to everyone watching us now and in the future. We had our anniversary episode. It was the Halo episode, or the Halo 5 episode. So we've been doing this for over a year now. It's super fun. I hope it just, like we stick with it. We keep growing because we actually have had a little bit of growth. It has been minuscule, but 0 to minuscule is still great.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's been really fun. I've been really enjoying this project with you guys, and I can't wait for next year. It's my New Year's resolution. I have 2 things: get fit and just continue to grow this podcast and try and get as regular with this.
And I've done one of
Combine
those.
the two.
Yeah.
work out while we podcast.
Oh yeah, with just like. But yeah, I feel like that would be super entertaining. It'll be Press A to get buff. But
I like to think you were just lifting the ball they dropped when they released Battlefront.
Oh, more shots fired.
gross. But yeah,
I don't
think
think
that'll-
anybody could lift that ball.
I think that'll kind of do it for us, guys. So this is the only thing we do on the internet. Brandon, do you have anything you want to talk about that you do?
I stream every now and then on the link above me, not at, but / xblackhawk19x. And yeah, I stream all kinds of games. Mostly Heroes of the Storm with our lovely host over there. And then some
Where?
Destiny, Minecraft. Oh yeah, I mean just our host. I should probably take it lovely. Anyways. Yeah, no, all kinds of games. I think I might actually start streaming Knights of the Old Republic 2. So, if you want to see a playthrough of that, tune in.
Cool. So yeah, please check out Brandon there. Also, Scott has been streaming a little bit. He will also be doing a couple other things. Do you want to talk about those?
Yeah, I have like an entire playthrough of Rise of the Tomb Raider up. Sounds like shit because I didn't have a mic while I was doing it, so I wouldn't watch it. But yeah, I plan on putting more stuff up. Have a new headset now that works. You can hear me. I don't echo. It's really nice.
Can confirm.
Can confirm. Plan on doing a little bit of that. Possibly even posting stuff up to YouTube in the near future. I don't know.
At
I gotta
some
figure
point.
it. I gotta figure it all out first. Possibly. But for now, yeah, just Twitch. I think it's like McPherson MACF3. I don't know where it is on the screen because I haven't seen an overlay. It's somewhere around me.
It's not
It
there.
is-
He's leaving you out.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
still
Yep.
just Scott. But
I'm still
as
just
soon as you send me your actual Twitch stream,
It's my Steam name. I told you. You have
I know, but I'm lazy and I don't want to look it up. Anyways, I will put it in. I just updated it today. I have another revision to do. But yes, Taylor, do you have anything you want to mention?
I have a YouTube channel run by me and my friends called Views and Throughs. We are currently at a hiatus in our content, and there is a lull in that hiatus, even so. And so we hope that we'll probably have content up eventually. You know, that's the dream.
Yeah.
Living it. Ship it.
Alrighty. So as for this podcast, all of our contacts are right to the right of me, I assume. I don't know how the internet works, but it is over there. I'm pointing to it right now. You can find us there.
I don't know how the internet works.
Have you seen
Series
this
of
podcast?
two.
Obviously, I don't know how.
Our
the internet
host,
works.
everyone.
But yeah, so if you want to leave us a comment wherever you're watching this, or at our handy dandy Gmail at Press A Podcast, we will kindly respond to anything that you send us, however inane or grotesque.
That's a strong we.
We also,
It is.
someone will respond. We try and stream. Well, we don't try. We will always stream on Thursdays, barring something catastrophic.
Or
like
me
me
having
going-
to work on Thursdays.
Like me
and
going
this is
to
Wednesday.
a dinner party.
Or it's Wednesday.
Or it's Wednesday.
Or Christmas Eve.
Or a lot of things. So we don't always stream on Thursday, but we usually try and stream on Thursdays. Every Thursday. The podcast is every other week about a different gaming topic. Hope to see you there. We're also on YouTube. All of our VODs are on YouTube as well. And you can follow us on Press A2 Podcast on Twitter. Best way to follow the show, bar none. So with that, I leave you guys. Have fun and have a good year.
No.
Oosh.
No.
It has to end that way.
No.
It has
You
to
know
end
how
that
it has
way.
to end.
Alrighty. Have fun, guys, and good luck.
I may be barely here, but
I did it.
do it right, bitch.
Do it right, bitch.
I would just go to chastise him after the show.